Morning. It's Wednesday, about 7 o'clock, Wednesday morning, October 29th, about 7 o'clock. Been sitting here since about, I don't know, 5:15 or so, as normal, perusing the internet and things like that. So I started looking at some of our California routes. People are getting a little tired, or not tired, but wanting a little more in the way of mapping so they could view it on Google. So I've sort of given up on trying to get everybody totally converted to streets and trips. And I'm finding that there are some advantages actually to using both of them. And thanks to Marty, I've discovered, as I sort of suspected, that IE8 is just most of my problem. So Google Maps is working fine on Chrome, whereas it's hardly usable on IE8. So we'll take a look at that. But in any case, it's sort of interesting now, flopping back and forth between the two, seeing perhaps different options and things like that. So anyway, but here we are in Command Central here for route planning and my little corner of the world. So here's the streets and trip, or not streets and trips, but here's the Passionate map on the laptop there. So the Passionate California map is pretty good. It's one of these you got to pay for it sites. I haven't done that like most people, but they do have a map of California with all of the various roads that they think are good, and you can click on them and you can get a little bit of information. You'd have to pay the fee to get this, but it does show you the route here, and so it's handy for perusing of just information. I'll talk about this guy a little later. So anyway, between the two, I look here at the street or the destination highways maps, and I double check things against the Passionate map, and of course anything else that I may or may not know from personal experience or reading on the web. And of course this is the main computer that the work's done on, and we'll take a little bit we'll look at that a little further here as soon as I set up the camera. So right now we're looking at actually day 3 of the proposed loop, or the of the Sierras transit here. I've set that out just days 1 through 5. However, that's just this portion of the loop here. If we look at Passionate, the main area here of the 5 days is right here. So how we get there, we have yet to discuss. A couple days there perhaps, and several days home. That's all open at this point in time. So I'm just really concentrating on this area right here. As we can see, according to Passionate as well as destination highways, the options are almost endless. So anyway, but the day in particular we're talking about here is day day 3. And so far I have like 5 versions of day 3, but this is the latest one here. And so day 3 is going to start pretty much at Minden here, and some people may wonder why Minden. It's sort of out of some straight road getting there and back out. Well, simply that's because that's the closest place that we can reasonably expect put up 10 people at a motel. Also it might offer more options for dinner. Perhaps somebody wants to throw a few dollars down in a casino. But anyway, that was just my thought between this is where we would come in from day 2, and so there's just really not much in this area right here, but that's all totally optional as well. I just felt Minden was a short way up the road, and lots of options there. I'm going to see what this looks like here in streets and trips. So on the beginning of day 3, the current route just is to come back down from Minden and down to Highway 89 here. And this is one of sort of the destination trips, roads on this trip, which is destination, which is the Topaz or Monitor Pass loop over to Topaz. And we could come down from Minden down 395 and then over, but just looking at it, it just sort of looks like you know, that's not much of a ride from Minden to Topaz, and that this may be better. So again, this is optional. We can discuss that or even change it up the day of the ride depending on what we feel. Also, the thing sort of nice about flipping through to the maps, you know, is that you can also go to the satellite view here and sort of get a, you know, an idea of what the topology looks like here. So again, the 395 route just doesn't look, you know, very attractive to me. Short stretch down 88, and then a little bit of curvature coming over 89 in the mountains, and then we would end up doing the Monitor Pass loop twice. If we wanted more information on the Monitor Pass, we could go to Passionate here, and it would be right here. And so again, we don't get much from here, but we see the loop there. And on destination highways, that is also a highly rated road. That is actually that is DH1. This was be DH1. So according to Destination Highways, they consider this little stretch of road the best ride in California. So anyway, so that's sort of why it's there. And I'm going to go back to the map here because I sort of like looking at that better. And I have noticed one thing here in Streets and Trips, or Google, is that I'm really unable. This is, you know, this is just sort of coming down the road and over here and back. But Google won't let me map it quite that way. It's looking for a turnaround point, and so it doesn't see a turnaround point here. It doesn't realize we can just turn around in the middle of the road. So it's taking us up to the nearest turnaround, the nearest area where we can do a turnaround. So of course this little stretch here is not part of the route, but so far I'm unable to remove it. Don't have that problem in Streets and Trips, so I'll just let you drag it down down there. So anyway, so from there we would then come back, and I'm sort of finding I actually like looking at this better in Google. So let's go back to Google. So then we would run down through Highway 4, and again, if we go to Passionate here, we can look at Highway 4, Ebbets Pass, and again, we can't read any of that. Heaven forbid we pay the $20 a year that Passionate wants. But anyway, but that's rated by them, and Destination Highways rates that as 41. So Destination Highway says that's the 41st best road in California. So let's go back here, and this is where the route got sort of interesting here as we come in, and Destination Highway has, and the other, or actually Destination Highways has a lot of these roads here marked out as twisty edges, which means they're considered good roads, short but good roads. And you know, if we scroll in, we can see many other potentials here. And also on this particular day, as this map is set up, I think it's 355 miles. And initially it was, I'm trying to keep everything to the 300-mile area with the idea that it leaves a room for exploration, some smelling of the roses perhaps. So in this case, with this version 5, this is the 5th version of this particular road, we've mapped through Big Hill Road and some of the back roads here of this area of California. And down here was a road that was brought up by both Destination Highways and Passionate right there, Cottonwood Road. And there's no particular routes from here to there. I mean, there are lots of forest routes here, but we don't know what the roads are. Plus, this road itself is a desired road here. So in any case, I've thrown that in here just as an add-on that we could do or not do. And again, if we do this, if we remove this, this would bring our day down to just under the 300-mile area. So all very doable. So that's why that's there, and how it came to be. And from there, we just take up off of Highway 108. Again, it's a listed road, Highway 108. Highway 108, according to Destination Highways, is DH8. So that's, the 8th best road in California. So from there, 395 down to Lee Vining. And again, Lee Vining was picked for a couple of reasons. And one reason is, again, there are quite a few motels there, so it has places to stay. Again, between here and there are a couple of potential motels here and there, but again, whether they actually still exist, I did find one that intrigued me earlier, and as I go on the internet, there was a lot of indication that it might be actually closed. So anyway, but again, 355. But the other thing here is the next day we're going to be in Yosemite. And so this is the area here where, while some people are going to say that we may encounter traffic, here it is just this place that I think down in that area that we need to do, or I need to do. So this could be just a scenic day, so we don't want to, minimize the mileage there. So instead of starting up here, we can start there, save some miles. And I'm not going to go into the route here because we cover a lot of this here on day 4, and then on the final day, or the other day when we come up, we're going to come up through here and hit a lot of these roads here that we see potential coming up through here. So that's just another section. So I just thought, again, that might be interesting to get some perspective on how I'm laying out these routes, and go from there. So of course, since I am back to using Google here a little bit, and you can see that in Chrome it is working okay, and I would not be able to do any of this in IE8 right now on this same computer. So in any case, that's a whole another matter, and so we'll go from there. And so I'll be posting this up, so I'll probably be up by the time you see this video. So you're welcome to play around with it, and I still would encourage, though, some people in the group here might tend to want to just slam in 400 or 500 miles every day, but again, for myself and some of the others, I'm targeting in on like a 300-mile day, maybe a little less, with the idea that we're going to be able to take some time. If we see an interesting road that we want to look at, we can look at it instead of just blasting through from point A to point B and then not being sure what we even saw on the way except a bunch of twisty turns. Anyway, we'll go from there. Thanks. Bye.